Recording started.
Well, guys, I want to welcome everybody onto tonight's call. My name is Jason Gregory, and I will be your host for tonight. This is a training call that we have every week for people who have decided to build their financial futures with Reliv. But it's also a time where we're showing new people who are hearing about Reliv for the very first time. For myself, we decided to build our Reliv futures results that we got on these products. This is why I'm on the call tonight. My background is in business development in IT. I was in a middle management position. It was paying me a very good income, but what I found is that it was taking me away from my family. So I've always been the type of person to look outside of my job to develop an income. Well, today I'm able to work around my family. I have the privilege of growing an international business while helping people in two areas which they struggle with the most, which is their health and also their finances. And this company has sent us, paid us an ever-increasing income and sent us away on national and international travel. And I tell you, it just gets better and better and better. And I have to say that this is probably one of the best professional decisions that I've ever made. So why are you on the call tonight? Well, maybe somebody told you about the products and you want to know more. Or maybe you've been told about the business opportunity and you're intrigued. Or maybe you haven't been told that much other than you need to listen in. Well, whatever your reason for being on the call is, you're going to be glad that you did listen in. Because Reliv International is a 27-year-old food science company founded on a food formula developed by a microbiologist who studied the human cell in order to understand what the human body needed to recreate healthy cells, taking over 10 years to develop and over 850 separate trial formulations of different balances of food. He reached a balance of food that aided his own body to fight back to the extent that he was able to leave a wheelchair that the doctor said he would not be able to come out of. This is the foundation of our company. We also specialize in a field known as nutritional epigenetics, and we are currently the only nutritional epigenetic company on the market today. Epigenetics is really changing the way people look at healthcare, and the results that we're seeing are absolutely outstanding. So this company is truly driven on a mission in two areas to nourish the world in both health and finances. And we are equally proud of both of those areas to Reliv. In addition to that, we have a foundation called the Colocus Foundation. And we're currently feeding over 42,000 people, mainly children, on a daily basis in over 270 feeding centers spanning over 9 countries. So Reliv is really bringing back hope into people's lives. So what we like to do at the start of every one of these training calls is bring some of the reality, real people sharing their real experiences. So we're going to be sharing some health stories and also some business stories so that new people can see the full picture of what is happening with Reliv. So we're first going to start with the health stories, and I'm going to go over to Stockport, and I'm going to ask Mel if you'd like to come on the line, Mel, and just share with everybody what's happened to you since you've been taking the products, please.
Hi, Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mel.
Excellent. Well, I'm really excited to be able to share because we were introduced to Reliv back in the summer, so the end of July, beginning of August, my husband and myself, and just really didn't think we needed it from a health perspective and really, really wanted to be involved in the business. But obviously, to be able to share something, you need a story. So we started on the products and really excited about the results that we've had, basically, because my husband Simon cycled a lot and would basically need to raise the sugar cabinet at work when he got there because he was just needing something to fuel where he'd just cycled from. So his sugar reduction has been huge. He's also had soft tissue damage down his right-hand side, and was told it'd be about 12 weeks before he'd start to feel better. Well, just taking Reliv, after 8 weeks he was back at work. Pretty much 95% pain-free, really, which was awesome. He also has severe eczema, which he's had since he was a child, and was told it was kind of environmental. And when he's consistent with the product, he is eczema-free, which is brilliant. From my perspective, being a mum of 4, 7 years and under, obviously it's a busy time here, and I thought I was doing okay, and just being tired was part of the deal, really. But my energy levels rapidly increased, which was phenomenal. I found myself skipping around with the kids that I'd not done for a long time. My sleep improved amazingly as well, because I could always fall asleep and never felt refreshed. Whereas I would wake up I do wake up now feeling so much better. But the biggest thing for me was the fact that after 17 years of being on antidepressants, I'm antidepressant free, which is phenomenal and super exciting, and just brilliant. So brilliant for us. So while we're here, we'll be doing Reliv, which is fabulous.
Wow.
So thank
That's
you.
amazing. Thank you very much, Mel. Thanks for sharing that. And even on the energy level alone, you'd be surprised on how many people just longing just for something to give them that pick up so they can get up and go. And a lot of people are struggling with low energy. So among the many things that you've mentioned, I know that people can relate to that. So thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to move over to London now to Pat. So Pat, would you like to come on the line and just share with everybody what has happened to you since you've been taking the Reliv products, please? Okay, Pat, if you press #6 on your line, that will unmute your line. Okay, I may have to come back to Pat if she's having problems unmuting, but I'll try again. Pat, are you there? Right, I'm going to move over to Andrea. I'll try and come back to Pat a little bit later. So I'm going to go to Luton. To Andrea. Now, Andrea, I heard your story for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it was so powerful. Would you like to come on and share what happened to you?
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrea, and thank you, Jason, for giving me the opportunity to come on and to share with you. I just want to say that Reliv has really changed my life, my family's life. I was introduced to Reliv from my aunt who had a serious car accident, was crippled, and was told she wouldn't be able to walk. She started taking Reliv, and she was able to visit me from the US here in UK and introduced me to this product. Myself, I've been on medication for the last maybe 10 years, had bad acid reflux, which resulted in me having growth in my throat and having 2 operations to remove it. They kept growing back. And I have been told that I have to be on 7 tablets for the rest of my life. I started taking Reliv, and I saw immediate results. As a result of I've taken Reliv, I do not have any symptoms at all of acid reflux. I can actually eat anything I want, and I've had no reoccurring issues for the last 2 years. I've not been back to the doctors for any tablets, and medication-free, just being on Reliv. For my daughter, she was born with an indentation in her kidneys, and she was on tablets for day and night. She was on tablets, and she had severe pain, problems all the time at school, at home, and I put her on the Now for children, and she has been, again, no medication. She's not wetting the bed. She was wetting the bed up until she was 10 years old. She's now 13. Since the last 3 years, she's been taking it, no bedwetting and no pains, no cramping. And I just really thank God for Reliv. It's just really been a sensational product, and I'm forever grateful. I continue to take it, I think, for the rest of my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrea. And I can hear when you've got results like that in your family, you can't help but be excited about something that has helped you in that way. So
absolutely.
Thanks a lot for sharing. I'm going to see if I can go back to Pat, see if Pat is able to get back on the line. So let me go back to London. So Pat, if you're able to press #6 on your line, it'd be brilliant so we can hear your story. Are you there? Okay, I think Pat's having some technical problems on muting her line, so we'll probably get Pat back on the line at a later date. I just want to say, really don't claim that our products will prevent or cure any specific condition. That's not what we're saying. However, if you give your body the right level of fuel, you'll be amazed at what the body can actually do through its own physiology. And so, because these products are so good, this is why we have such a strong business opportunity. Because if I give you a word picture for a moment, if you was the only person with a well and you was in the middle of a desert, you'd be in a pretty strong position to be developing an income. Well, that's exactly what you have with these products. Premium rate nutrition that allows a person's body to respond in the way that it was created to respond. So now what we're going to do is we're going to share some of the reality of what can happen to somebody who chooses Reliv as a vehicle to take back their finances. So I'm going to start off by going up to Croydon to Joel. Now, Joel, I know that you and your wife are excited about your business and you're quite new in the business. Would you like to just share with everybody why you're doing the business and what's happened to you so far?
Yeah, hi Jason. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joel.
Okay. Yeah, like Jason said, my name is Joel from South London. My background is in the motor trade. I was looking for a backup plan and an income after being off work for 2 years, being seriously sick. At the time, it really made me think hard about those residual bills that come in, and I found that Reliv has really lifted that burden. In the 2 months actively doing the business, in the first month, me and my wife was able to earn just over £220, and in our second month, over £450, which made one of our residual bills, which paid for one of our residual bills outright, being our car insurance. I also see this business as a great opportunity for me to get on the property ladder, allowing me to get my first home. For these reasons, I would always continue to build this business.
Wow, thank you very much, Joel. And again, the beginning of seeing that residual income begin to grow. And I love what you said, that you was able to replace a residual bill with a residual income. That's very powerful. So thank you very much for sharing that. I'm going to stay in London now to go to Harrow, to Zinette. Now, Zinette, obviously you've had excellent results on the product and you started doing the business, but what's happened to you so far?
Yes, hi, good evening, Jason and everyone. This is Zinette Said from Harrow, Middlesex. I soon joined the business very, very soon after my daughter got her results with a very poor immune system and a very poor circulatory system. And I came in at the top profit level because I knew this was the best place to be at, just not only for my own products, but I knew that I would be sharing this with a lot of people. Within the first month, I earned a business goodness bonus of £150. I continued tapping into the system, which Reliv has, and my business went into the US. I also have reached to a level of a multiple star director level, which just means that I've been able to help a lot of people get results with the product, and now I'm helping them to be successful with their business also. I've earned my international conferences in 2014, the accommodation, and 2016, and also to the EU in 2016. I'm working this business part-time around my job, my family, and my cat. And my best month through all forms of income is just over £1,000. And, I've won other bonuses as well, like the top PGPV in November 2015 as well. But you know what, Jason, the thing that really sold me into the business was the Cologris Foundation. This company truly believes in looking after people, not only the customers and distributors, but also the poor people all around the world who are fed free with these products. And so I'm going to continue building so I can contribute more towards this beautiful cause.
Wow, well, thanks for that. And I know that you're very cause-orientated, and I know that is a very big motivation for you. And it's just really good to see how just building something part-time around what you're doing is allowing you to fulfill that. So thank you very, very much for sharing, Zinette.
No problem. Thanks, Jason.
No worries. I'm going to go over to Yorkshire now, to Leslie. Now, Leslie, I know you've got so much experience in the industry, but you saw something in Reliv and you decided to build your business. So what's happened to you since you've been building your business, please?
Hi, Jason. Well, thanks for having me on the call. And yes, well, I'll start with my background. I'm a professional portrait artist, a mum of 3 and a grandma of 7. My husband, Brian, and I live in North Yorkshire, as you said, and we've been involved in network marketing for nearly 40 years. But when we met Reliv, we were tired enough to be contemplating retirement. But it got into our hearts and our bones, Jason, and we began sharing with others on a part-time basis, not just about our well-being, but we also shared about the business opportunity. And we quickly got to that top profit level. We continue to share the opportunity, and now we're senior directors, which just means we've helped more people. And our best month, just on that residual income alone, has been close to £2,000. And that's our focus now, because we have the next generation of our family to think about, is to continue to build that residual income so we can will it on to our children and grandchildren. And for us, it will enable them to make choices in their lives which won't be solely based on whether they can afford to pursue their dreams. And the way we're achieving that goal, Jason, is to help as many people as possible fulfill their dreams.
Wow.
We're now in our super 70s. We just love Reliv and everything it offers. We've had some wonderful trips, millionaire weekends, cash bonuses, but it's that residual income which is so important. As I said, we've been in the industry for 40 years, but, you know, in the past, when we earned a six-figure income in another business, when that business stopped, so did the money. But with Reliv, it's just so very special. And we'll always be grateful to Bob and Sandy Montgomery for their vision nearly 30 years ago. And, of course, to Dr. Ted for the classic. We had the honour to meet him in 2000 in London, and he was a tiny man in stature, but his presence was absolutely enormous. And he was so humble, but, you know, through that Cologos Foundation, we can all help him achieve his dream of making a difference and nourishing our world. So retire? Well, how could we? Because we're no longer tired and we're having too much fun.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that. It's a really good overview, especially from somebody's experience as yourself coming into an opportunity like Reliv to give your perspective. So thanks for sharing that.
Thanks, Jason.
Okay. Well, guys, just as with the health stories, the business stories that you just heard, they don't guarantee that will be your experience as well. Their results are because of their own personal efforts and commitment to themselves. As with anything that you can do in life, you will get out what you put in. And so just as long as you want to change your life and change other people's lives, then Reliv is a very, very strong platform to do that. So now what I want to do is I want to bring my special guest on the line because I'm really excited. She has a lot of energy. She's helped a lot of people build their business. She's got a phenomenal story as well. And this is one of the things that we do. We place the reality in front of people, real people who have built businesses. And we always have different guest ambassadors on the line. An ambassador is just somebody who's built a business with Reliv to a level where they can now represent the company and do trainings internationally and so forth. And this lady has really built her business and really had an impact on many people. So it's my pleasure to bring on the line, all the way from Germany, Ambassador Connie Winehouse. So Connie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Excellent, Connie. Well, listen, it's really, really good to have you on the line. It's good that you were able to take the time to share with us. But before I get into the questions that I'm going to ask you about live events and so forth, could you just share with everybody your journey so far, please?
Yes. Thank you, Jason. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Connie Weinhold, and originally I'm from the United States. But because of Reliv, I get to live in Germany. And the journey was that originally I am an actress, and I toured all over the world with a Christian drama ministry, which I absolutely loved. However, I had a very, very severe car accident and on tour in South Africa. And it was so severe that I was injured so bad that it left me behind living on Social Security and food stamps because I was so disabled after the accident. And it was a very difficult time for me because when you are, you're out there alive, and now I was totally dependent upon everybody, helping me in every which way, physically, emotionally, and financially. It was very tough for me because I had to move back in with my parents. However, I was thinking about, how could I get out of this? And one day I met a very kind lady, and she shared Reliv with me. And when she did the presentation, she showed me the compensation plan of how you get paid through this business, and that there are multiple streams of income. And I was so intrigued by that I immediately decided that I want to get into this business. So that's what I did. And I guess when you're brand new, you really don't know what you're doing, but because you have a sponsor, an upline, and her name's Donna, she took me alongside her and taught me hands-on how to build this business. So what happened is that within, a couple of weeks, I started actually earning some money. A couple of, maybe $50 here, $100 there. But within a year, that had built up to about $1,000 a month. And for me, that was huge because I was living on Social Security and food stamps, and that was not even, $500 a month. So it gave me so much hope for my life to build a business and to get out of my situation. And so then I just continued to work with Donna and go to the trainings and go to the events and really also invite a lot of other people. And that way, Donna helped me to build a team so that after 2 years in the business, I was making between $2,000 and $3,000 a month. That was huge for me because, what a difference. The things I could, I could buy a car now and afford things. It was just amazing. And then I decided to go to Germany to help open up the market here. And when I came over here, there was so much activity. It wasn't always easy because it was new, but I shared with a lot of people. And after 5 months of being in Germany, in the 5th month, it went so well that month I had a check of almost €5,000. Wow. That was amazing. And then I met my future husband. I sponsored him into the business, and we started building a team together. So I duplicated and copied what my sponsor showed me. And so basically what happened for us is that we've reached a lot of new levels. We've been able to go on a lot of all-expense-paid trips. It's a lot of fun to travel with Reliv. They paid trips for us to go over to the UK, to Millionaire Weekend, to one of the finest resorts that's out there, to Paris, and that happened to be on our 5th wedding anniversary. One of my favorite trips, that was, and Jason was there as well, that was for the top 10 earners in Europe. We were all invited just 1 week before Christmas to go to Monte Carlo. Wow. And a couple of years later, my husband and I were invited into what's called the Ambassador Program, and it's such an honor because it really honors you because you have helped a lot of people, but you get to serve others and teach and train them, and this is an exciting part about this business, helping others to grow and to achieve their goals and their dreams. So, yeah, and when we reached the ambassador level, in that month, we almost nearly earned €10,000. That's like incredible. But it was real, and it also included an amazing trip to Costa Rica. So Reliv treats us well, and it's really about helping other people to achieve their goals, their dreams, and it's our heart desire to reach out to those who really want, a life, a true life with financial freedom, with time freedom, and just the freedom to make your own decisions and your own choices in life. So that's a little bit about my story, Jason.
No worries, no worries. Well, we want to talk about live events today and how important live events are in regards to building the business, because there's something special about what happens when you can get people in a room where they can see information and network with people there. How have you used live events to build your business, Connie?
Yeah, Jason, I think that is so important because we need all the help we can get. And live events, it's just like you're saying, there's people in the room, there's excitement in the room, and lots of energy. And it's a perfect atmosphere to bring a new person to. So when you bring new people to this event, what's going to happen is that you help them, open their eyes for their future, what might be able to happen to them. Because what you're doing is you're showing them what we call the big picture. We're doing these calls and people can listen and hear, but if you just imagine yourself, you are, going there yourself. You're shaking hands with people. You're meeting people. You're talking. You can get your questions answered. I just really think that it's crucial to be able to go to an event and to actually see the people, touch the people, and your life, is touched in a totally different way when you're going to a live event versus just listening on the phone, right? Or maybe even a webinar or whatever it might be, because the face-to-face interaction, there is nothing that compares to that. So for being live, okay, I want to use one example of something, because sometimes we think, how am I going to do this, right? How am I going to get people somewhere? And people think, they won't even travel an hour, or maybe even a half hour, or whatever it might be. But for me, I believe that these events are so powerful. And there was a conference in Great Britain, as a matter of fact, in the UK, and I had a person, let's say I had a prospect, person not on the product, not in the business, and they lived in South Africa. And so what I did is I did, teleconference calls. I put him on stories. I spoke to him, and I said to him, if you want to really change your life, if you really want to see this, if you really want to make a difference, you got to do something that might be very, very hard for you, but still, that's what you got to do. You got to come from South Africa to the UK to take a look at this in person. Now, what do you think? You think anybody would just do this? I don't think so. Now, okay, well, he was struggling really bad with his future, with his finances. I mean, he wasn't able to work there anymore. They were like losing their home in South Africa. But I was so strong, and I had such a belief that this would change his life and his future. Well, guess what? Him and his wife got in the airplane, and they came from South Africa, Cape Town, to London. They flew, and then they came to the St. John's Hotel in the UK. So I never forget that. And they were so touched, and they met all these people, all these leaders. They saw the big picture. They loved the Cologos Foundation, and yes, they came into the business at the top profit level. So, okay, Jason, what do you think? A live event, is that going to make a difference?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and it's really good that you was able to bring that real-world example of how powerful a live event can be for somebody who doesn't give any excuses. I would love for. I had 3 or 4, 5 other questions, but unfortunately time has run out on us. I'd love to get you back on so we can continue this topic at a later date, though, because I know just by hearing you've got a lot more to share on this topic. But I've definitely arranged for you to come back on, Connie, so we can continue on this topic, because I think it's very, very important for people to know. And so thank you very much for sharing what you've shared.
Okay, you're welcome.
Excellent. Well, guys, there you have it. It's more reality of what can happen to people who get serious. If somebody can fly all the way from South Africa to go to a live meeting and then join a business that will change their life, then we do not need to make excuses for other people. We just need to present the reality of what is happening. And this is where we're at. We're coming to the Christmas period, the end of another year. We're going to have our kick-off events in January, live events all over Europe. Have you started inviting people yet? get those people to those events, because those events will really turn your business around. You want to get as many people as you can to the kickoff event. Our kickoff event in the UK is going to be the 15th of January, and it's going to be in Solihull at the St. John's Hotel, the very hotel that Connie was talking about, that she invited that person from South Africa to. So get as many people as you can to that event, and that's how you will get a very strong start to 2017. If you're not in the business already, plan to go there. Check it out. Check out the corporate staff. Check out the people who are doing the business and make a decision based on your own due diligence that this is the right thing for you. And so, if you're already in the business, remember at the beginning of the month, another opportunity that you could potentially earn that top PGP bonus check. So stay focused, or better still, help a member of your organization to earn it. I mean, that would be a very nice Christmas present for them. So it's all about helping other people. Just like Bob Montgomery says, if you can help enough people get what they want in life, then you will get what you want. And the final reminder, speaking about Bob, is that we have that special promotion that Bob is going to be on tour. Bob Montgomery, the CEO of the company, is going to be on tour around Europe. And so if we can put 250 people in front of Bob, then Bob is going to put the UK as part of his journey on his tour. So which city is going to step up? Who in those cities are actually going to step up and say, yes, we're going to put 250 people in front of Bob Montgomery? I guarantee you, if you put the people in front of him and they hear the wisdom that comes out of his mouth, then you're going to grow an extremely strong organization. So there are some exciting times ahead, guys. So are you going to be part of the process, or are you just going to hear about it? The choice is yours. But let me leave you with a final thought. You may be on this call tonight, and maybe your financial situation is not where you want it to be. Well, you need to get back to the person who invited you on the call to see how your situation can turn around. Or maybe you're employed by somebody and you're making very good money. Well, the one thing that you need to understand is even though you may love your job, and there's nothing wrong with loving your job, but you will never own your job. You cannot pass your job on to your children. You're trading your time for somebody else's money. And for whatever reason you can't trade the time no more, that money stops. Well, you need to get back to the person who invited you on the call, and they can discuss with you how working a Reliv business can not just affect you, but also affect generations to come. Or maybe you own your own business, making extremely good money, but you just have got very little time in order to enjoy the money because your business is actually running you. Well, the person who invites you on the call can show you the reality of getting your time back. You see, everybody needs these products. So whatever element of this call stood out to you the most, get back to that person who invited you, and they can help you move forward. Because every single one of us has got 24 hours in a day. Nobody is going to have any more than anyone else. So our futures will completely be dependent on what we decide to do with our time. So with that said, the only thing left for me to say is welcome to Reliv International, and I'm going to unmute the lines now so everybody can say goodnight. So take care.